Hey boys, welcome back to the channel where we are going to be going through our... It's not going to be the final team, but this is probably going to be the last... This will be the last video I upload for Supercoach before round one. I think I might do... Potentially there might be one more video just finalizing the team before that first game. Maybe if I get time. But this is a video going through my team as it is at the moment. I'm definitely not locked into the team. But yeah, I don't know. Obviously, Teamless Tuesday is tomorrow as well. But I'm also, obviously, this video is also for the code. So I'll put, I'll probably make 3 or 4 leagues. So I'll put the codes in the description and in the comments. So, you know, make sure to join the leagues. Make sure if you, I know some people do it, but don't, you know, if you're already in one league, don't join the second and third league. Obviously, it's happened before, like the random person will join like all 3 leagues. Just if you join the first league, just don't join the other 2. That's but yeah, hopefully all you guys can get into the league. But let's go through the team as it is, and like I said, I'm not sure, and it's going to come down to a lot of the of what happens for team lists. Let's be honest. But as you can see, the dummy halves. So Brandon Smith has not left the team. Sammy Verrills has made his way into the side. This is a pod move, and I'm not sold on it. Obviously, the 2 options I'm finding at the moment is obviously Tanner Boyd, who I gotta be honest, if I go back down to Tanner Boyd, it does free up another 100k, over 100k to spend elsewhere, which is very nice. He's going to be goal kicking. Sammy Verrills though looked really good. He even you know, at the Roosters where he wasn't getting huge minutes, he was averaging pretty okay, and I like the look of him, but I don't think I'm going to have the guts to go with him. The other option, I think, is going up to Harry Grant, or potentially going... I have thought about the idea of going very cheap with Sonny Luke, because, like, I got to be honest, I don't actually rate Sonny Luke that highly, but I also don't rate Mitch Kenny very highly either, so... you know, Sonny Luke obviously has some attack in him, and playing in a very good Panthers team, surely there are some points on offer for one of the dummy halves, and the fact Sonny Luke is basically bottom dollar, again, it just opens up so much cash elsewhere. The only issue is that I'll probably have too many Panthers in my team if I go that route, so I'm umming and ahhing. I'm umming and ahhing about what to do with the second dummy half at the moment. I don't mind the idea of going Sam Verrills, but it is a bit of a risk, and I guess at the end of the day, the more I think about it, he's probably not... The risk probably isn't worth the reward with Verrills. I don't see him going huge. So, yeah, that one's open. That one's up in the air. The front row, Christian Welsh, I'm pretty keen on. Stefano Utoikamanu, I'm also keen on. Now, granted, I gotta be honest, I did want to fit Tino in this side, and it's funny because I was so keen on Joe Tarpany, but... Well, Tarpany or Tino. The thing I'm looking at now, and I don't think I've got any Raiders in this side, so that is a factor to keep considering, is how many players from each team, because I am keen on Tino, but honestly, the way my team is structured, I've got no Raiders, and I do have quite a few Titans, so I'd probably go with Tino, and I mean Tarpany, so I just... But again, on paper, I think spending the funds elsewhere other than the front row is nice. I think Christian Welsh is going to be pretty solid. I think Utoikamanu is going to be pretty solid. The reserves at the moment, Sean Kepi and David Mawale, I think they're pretty locked in. Depending, I guess the only other guy, probably Jack Hetherington, if he maybe jags a starting spot, but it doesn't look like he will. Hopefully Kepi does get that starting spot, and David Miley... He could be interchanged with a couple other cheapies potentially, but surely he's going to get some decent minutes at what's it called, in the middle for the Rabbits, I would expect. The back row has changed quite a bit over the over the last couple of weeks. I've changed it up a lot. Teague Wilton and Luke Garner, I think I'm pretty locked into them. I'm honestly somewhat glad that Luke Garner looked pretty average in that second trial, because I still think Luke Garner is a bit of a slam dunk. He is in... Does it have the... What is his... Does it not have it? I just want to know. Let's just trade him out. I can. I don't know if it shows it there, but I want to see if his what's it called? Ownership rate. Good God, ownership rate dropped a fair bit after that trial. Where was he? Bit over 400. Yeah, it's only at 15%. I got to be honest, that is very pottish for Luke Garner. Now, I know he didn't look great in the trial. I mean, the Panthers as a whole didn't look great, and he's not going to be a kick out. 100% he's not going to be a kick out, but at the end of the day, like, he still scored pretty well at the Tigers when he was playing decent minutes, and now he's playing in just a better team. So I'm still pretty big on Garner. Now, he might stink it up, and maybe Hosking eventually gets that spot over Garner. Who knows? But I think for 430k, it's just at 15% now. I feel like he's a really good option. I mean, it's not super pod, but 15%, I'm pretty happy with that. Teague Wilton also. Obviously, the news with Nico Hines probably isn't great for Wilton, but I still expect Wilton to get big minutes. And at 500k, he's shown when he gets big minutes, he's a very good Supercoach player. Obviously, the one concern is Wade Graham. It seems like he's going to come on through the middle. If not, honestly, there's other mid-ranges I can swing Teague to. He's in the team. Like, obviously, he's a watch. If Wade Graham does come on and play 20-30 minutes in the back row for Wilton, then honestly, he's straight out. I'll cut loose straight away, because that's the way they're obviously going to go. But at the moment, I do expect Wilton to play big minutes on the edge. And then Dave Fafita, he's been out, he's been in, he's been out, he's been in. But at the moment, I do have him back in the side. I'm tossing between him, honestly, Cameron Murray, Ola Kawatu are probably the three guys I'm most keen on. But I don't know, Fafita, he's a pretty nice price. I think the Titans are going to be a pretty decent attacking side once again, and I like the look of him in the team. Because what is his ownership at? Let's have a look at some of the big boys. So, I mean, also Tino you can pick up in the back row as well. Joe Tarpany, 24%. Also pick up in the back row potentially. Fafita, 19%. Yeah, that's pretty high. Ola Kawatu, I mean, Ola Kawatu is only 4%. But again, the issue, I think I've got too many Sea Eagles players if I pick up Ola Kawatu. But I actually think, it's going to be hard not to go Ola Kawatu. He is a super pod, and I think he's going to absolutely kill it. He's got the upside. He's got the work rate. I really like the Ola Kawatu pickup. And Cameron Murray, 32%. I actually feel like this is decent anti-pod territory. He might come out and kill it, but I don't know. He's not going to do what he did in that second trial every week. So I think 32%, that is a lot. And then the reserves have got Ali Katoa at the moment, Jermaine Hopgood, obviously, and then Jacob Preston. Looks like he's going to get the starting back row spot, but again, it's a wait and see on team list. But he looks good. He's getting a lot of talk now, Jacob Preston. So yeah, it could be a good one. Hopgood, like I said, I mean, he hasn't left the team. And then Ali Katoa, I mean, he looks good, but there's definitely some other decent prices or decent back row options at that price. So yeah, that one is still up in the air for me, but I do like Ali Katoa. Now we move on to the halves. Now the halves have changed dramatically from the first video or even the second video I did. Nathan Cleary, he's stuck in the team. Sam Walker, I have brought Sam Walker back into the side for Nico Hines. So it seems like Nico Hines is going to miss round one. I know it's sort of been. I've heard reports that he's confirmed out. I've heard other reports that he's going to leave it till captain's run. I don't know, but I sort of wanted a reason not to go with Nico Hines. Not because I don't think he'll do well, and that's the issue with the fact that the trials he looks so good that I was like, I have to go him. But now with his calf injury, I just think it's such a good chance to pot up and go Sam Walker. Hines is still 26%. I think Walker is going to score really well. The only issue with going Walker is that because I got Smith, and you'll see I do have Tedesco still, obviously. So I've got 3 Roosters. I don't think you can go more than 3 for a team. So that means I can't go Egan or Nat Butcher, who I really want to go as well, which is... it's a tough one. That's the only issue with going Sammy Walker, is that I really want Egan or Nat Butcher, but I don't think I can do it. I mean, I don't know. Having 4, it's just probably not a good idea. But I mean, he's still a wait and see. Like, if Nico Hines does get named for round 1, I might chuck him back in, because he did look really good in the trials. He was just, I mean, he did what he did last year. He just had his hands on the footy at all times. He's goal kicking. He has really good base. But saving 300k to spend elsewhere, it's nice. I got to be honest, it's nice. And then the 5'8", so again, this has changed up. We've gone Adam Dewey over Matt Burton. Simple. I thought Dewey had some errors in him, but honestly, I think his game is just better for Supercoach. Like, he's a bit of a ball hog. He takes the line on a lot. He's got, he's a good defensive player, and, he's got the goal kicking as well. Matt Burton obviously does have the Supercoach game in him, but he's a guy that you want to take the line on more, but he just doesn't. So I do think Burton is going to score well at times, but personally, I think Dewey just looks the better option now. And I was completely opposite to that at the start of the year. But, from what I've seen, I like the Dewey pick up a little bit more. And the other one here, Katoa, has come in for Schuster. Now, I will mention Schuster in a second here. But Katoa, it seems like he's got that starting spot over Anthony Milford. So it makes him a really good cheapie. So... again, wait and see. Maybe Bennett drops a bombshell and does select Milford. I wouldn't be shocked if he does, but it seems like from all reports, Katoa is going to get the spot. So he's just a really good cheapie option. He does have a good Supercoach game in him. And, I don't think he's going to kill it, but I'm sure he'll make some decent cash. I will mention Schuster because there's obviously a good... honestly, when I heard that he was out for round 1... I was like, I'm just going to keep him in the side. Like, I thought there's no reason not to keep Schuster. But the more I thought about it, I was like, wait. Now the fact that Katoa is a cheapie, he slots straight into 5'8". Obviously, you could put Schuster in your second row. But the fact that the Seagulls have a bye in round 2. Round 2, the Seagulls have a bye. So that means Schuster won't be back till round 3. So your guys like Hopgood, Katoa, if you're going to go like an Egan Butcher or another one of these mid-rangers, Niokore is not a bad option, who I've been looking at. These guys are going to get their price increase after round 3, and then you can have a little watch on Schuster to see how he goes. His price won't increase for then another 3 weeks or another 2 weeks on top of that. So the more I thought about it, I was like, actually, no, probably starting Schuster is probably not the way to go. I think there's better options that can make some money, and then you can downgrade to Schuster when he's looking good. So, yeah, that's my thinking, and I think it's probably the better way to go. But, if you wanted just to stick Schuster in, save your trade, because I do think Schuster is going to be a definite trade in when he comes back into that side. But there's a lot of trades. I felt like last year I had plenty of trades. Like, I never really... like, I wasted a lot of trades and I still was fine. So, yeah, I'm not too concerned with the trades this year. And then we move into the back line, which I'm I like the look of, but I don't know if this is what I'm going to do. So with this money from not going Nico Hines, and I guess not going Harry Grant as well, it's let me get Val Holmes, Brian To'o, and Lockie Miller. Now, I got to be honest, I'm still really keen on Miller. I just really like Miller. I think To'o is a good pickup as well. I think he's going to be back to his best. And then obviously Holmes is probably the best out of them, but he's quite a bit more expensive. So if I was going to downgrade, I got to be honest, I'll probably be anti-potting Val Holmes, because he's 33%. It is scary. It is a little bit scary. But I don't know. I just like To'o. I really like Miller. I mean, To'o 19%, also pretty damn high. And then Lockie Miller, only 7%. I don't know. I think Miller is a good pickup. Maybe he lets me down, but I don't see him scoring low. Now, he might not have the huge ceiling like other players, but I can just see him averaging 60, 65 pretty comfortably without too much attacking stats. Like, he's just one of those work rate fullbacks that makes a lot of tackle breaks, and you can pick him up in center wing. I don't know. I just like the Miller pickup. And then we got Klokstad. Obviously, I don't have Hayes Perham anymore. I don't know. Wasn't the most impressed with him, but there is some good value. There's still some good value in those guys that potentially you could downgrade Holmes. Like, I could downgrade Holmes to one of those guys and then trade in Verrills for Harry Grant. But is that better? I don't know. It's a tough call. And then on the bench, we've got Alamotti, Kyle Pereira, and Warbrick, who are all good options. And it's the thing that is always a killer in Supercoach, right? Because you can have three cheapies here. You can assume that one of these guys is going to score at least one try. Like, Warbrick could score a couple, Kyle Pereira could score a couple, Alamotti could kill it. So one or a couple of these guys could absolutely kill it and score more than your 600k To'o or Miller. That's the thing that's so annoying. It's like, I honestly feel like it's nice going these expensive center wings that I guess you don't have to worry too much about, but you can save so much money going like a cheapie or like a decent value center wing, and all they need to do is just score a try. They just need to have a bit of a try scoring year. They're going to score as much as your big boys, and you can spend the money elsewhere. So I'm not sold on going three expensive center wings. I've never done it in Supercoach before. I do feel like it is the way Supercoach is nowadays, like, it does make more sense to, because the center wings are like, they're pretty consistently scoring big scores. So it does make sense. But, if I downgraded Holmes to, I don't know, if I went back to Perham or Tyrell Sloan, or one of these other guys that are, quite a bit cheaper, obviously, I could then upgrade. With that amount of money, I could potentially upgrade either Verrills to Grant or one of my front rowers to Tarpany. So there's definitely merit. But I don't know. I'm honestly so torn on what I'm gonna do by lockout. I don't know how I'm going to structure it. And then the fullbacks, thankfully the fullbacks are locked in. Tedesco and Trbojevic. It seems like Trbojevic is still good to go for round one. If he's not good for round one, it's going to throw a spanner in the works. But if he's not, honestly, I'll probably just downgrade Holmes and just pick up Mitchell. I think that's probably the best solution. I could go, AJ Brimson as a bit of a smoky potentially, but I don't know. Going Mitchell, I think, is just a safe route, and yeah. But other than that, that's the team. 100%. There'll be some changes before lockout. The dummy half is the big issue, and the center wing. But I do like the look of it. There's other good. Greg Marju. I like Marju, but honestly, I just like Miller's safety. I mean, Marju is like Toto, I guess, as well. So, I don't know. Miller or Marju, they're both good picks. And I guess Marju is outside Ponga, who loves the cutout pass. So, Marju, I don't hate the pick up there. Suoliti, obviously, he got that head knock, and yeah, I've got too many Roosters as is, so Suoliti just not even thinking about. He could kill it, but it is what it is. Who else is good? A lot of these expensive guys, I'm just not that keen on. I mean, honestly, Talakai and Mulatalo. If Nico, like, I guess this is the problem with these two guys now, is that if Nico Hines is out for like round 1 and then potentially a bit of a lingering injury, then Talakai and Mulatalo drop down a bit. And also, I guess, Teak Wilson as well. But I got to be honest, Mulatalo and Talakai both impressed me a lot in that trial. So don't hate them. And then the real expensive guys, I mean, Ruben Garrick is pretty tempting as well, I gotta be honest. The fact that Trebojevic should be back, the Seagulls, you would expect to score some points. But yeah, he's a bit too much, I would say, to start off with. But yeah, 11%. I'm honestly a little stunned he's 11%. But that's the team. Like I said, make sure to join the leagues, put the code in. And yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying the Supercoach action. It's so close to round 1. I can taste it, but I'll see you guys in the next one.